Blockchain is simply a distributed, decentralized ledger technology.
Didn't understand anything.
So I've been working in this space for almost 6 years now.
So what I understand of the way Bitcoin works is
Anybody can download this blockchain and look into who transferred to whom.
the words are getting very, very complicated.
The US has unlimited powers. Let me just go back a bit, talk about money.
There are people who will watch this who will not know anything.
What I want to do is I want to create a centralized platform which will be there for doing your KYC, for taking in your money and giving you the crypto. It's more complicated than this, but okay, go on. When I joined crypto, everybody is talking about, dude, why did you join crypto after finishing Ph.D in nanotechnology? So I decided to join because I felt that it's something new and it has the potential to change the world, how wealth is going to be redistributed. So I've been working in this space for almost 6 years now. And I recently started my own company called A2Z Crypto Investment. And by this company, I want to make investment into crypto safe.
Let's dumb it down. Let's dumb down the words crypto. Let's dumb down the words blockchain. These are huge, huge elephants in the room, which people don't really know what they mean. A lot of people just think things are that go up, that go down, that go round and round. So let's dumb it down.
Blockchain is simply a distributed, decentralized ledger technology.
Didn't understand anything.
So there are three things, right? Distributed, decentralized, ledger technology. So I'll start with the word ledger. So ledger means by khata.
Love it.
How much asset do you have? How much liability you have? Right? So from the olden days, before even there was like written things, people used to follow single entry system, wherein if you go to buy something from a shopkeeper, they will just write it, okay, this goods has been sold. And if you are the buyer, you will just see, okay, fine, I spent this much money to buy it. So this happened till like 1500th century or around there. Then kept the double entry system. So basically then there is a person who is going to write, I have this much inventory, so I'm selling it to this person, and that person is going to write, I have this much money, and giving the money to him and getting this inventory, right? So this is what happened till, let's say, 2008, 2009, wherein everybody is still following the double entry system. So after blockchain came in, it became the triple entry system. So why? Because in double entry system, one can easily manipulate their own data. So suppose, I'm buying something from Akhil, and at the end of the day, Akhil is submitting his corporate income taxes or company's income taxes. I am submitting my own income taxes. So I am going to deflate, or Kapil is going to inflate. Then the government has no way to match this unless they really go into the inventory, going to the databases and see.
Better due diligence is what you're talking about.
That's why you have companies like EY, KPMG, all these auditing companies, Big Four as we call it, coming into your books and auditing and giving a report to the government that, hey, your books looks good. All the listed companies have to do it. So total number of things, let's say Bitcoin is fixed, 21 million. So whenever a Bitcoin is mined, you have an origin, right? That, okay, at this point, this Bitcoin was mined. And then it passes on from one person to another person, and basically it's recorded on the blockchain. Everybody can see how much Bitcoin is there, who is transferring it to whom, but it's anonymized. So I just know your wallet address, you just know my wallet address. Unless and until I open my wallet to you, you will not know whose wallet is this. So blockchain is a ledger system wherein you maintain records. And Bitcoin is the first decentralized cryptocurrency which was minted on top of a blockchain.
So blockchain's ledger system is me writing in my notebook what I am doing as a transaction, the other person writing in their notebook what they're doing as a transaction, and the middleman also writing both transactions.
The miner is writing it on the blockchain.
The miner writes it on the blockchain, so there is a confirmation point for both our systems, so it becomes a little better due diligence wise. Let's go.
Anybody can download this blockchain and look into who transferred to whom. They will not know that Akhil transferred it to Vishwut. They will just see this blockchain ID transferred this much amount of Bitcoin to this person. That's it. So it's a triple entry system, open, transparent for everybody to come and look into it. But unless and until they know who is behind the address, they will not know who is the person. So then comes the word decentralized. So let me just go back a bit, talk about money. So money, as you know, starts from gold. Like basically before it was anything to anything, let's say cows to apples. But then people quickly realized, cows can stay healthy for a long time. Apples are more perishable. So they wanted a unit to define. So now this definition is there wherein, okay, this many cows equals to this much gold and this many apples equals to this much gold. So that's how the gold standard came into being. 1800, and then paper notes came in, and then that was backed by gold till 1970s, 71 or 72, I think, till US government removed the gold standard. So now money is basically a country's requirement for its future. So if India wants to say, okay, I want this much money to be printed, basically they are saying this much money will be required by my citizen for the next year. So you are minting money based on your future and burning it in your present situation. So everything currently is not backed by gold. So currency or fiat money, as we call it, is not backed by anything. It's just a country's economic power or country's GDP, which should actually back it. But then there's a very big unfair advantage. US just mints it, and everybody uses US dollar as the denominated fiat currency. So US has unlimited powers, and it has become one of the main reasons why globally there are so many global unrest, because US dollar is directly being challenged by various countries. So people started creating digital money from 1990s. There was B money, hash cash, etc. Where they said, okay, everything is now going digital. Why not let's try to mint something digitally? But the main problem here was it was still minted by one person. So PayPal in 1999 succeeded mainly because they said, I'm not going to create new money. I'm just going to move the money which is being minted by some government organization from one individual to another, or from one organization to another. And the main reason PayPal did it, because they understood that there is a big problem for double spend. What is double spend? Akhil wants to send $1 to Vishrut. He has $1 in his database, and he sends the same dollar to Krishnendu because Akhil is the database owner. So it's easy for Akhil to create money out of thin air. Basically, what the government is doing, you can also do the same thing, right? But once Vishrut and Krishnendu both wants to spend this money, they realize that one of them has been cheated out because Akhil has double spent the same amount of $1 by giving it to both persons, right, at the same time. So then it was centralized, which created this money on the blockchain, on the internet. But in 2008, this guy, which is Satoshi Nakamoto, is a fictitious name or a pseudonym, he talked about blockchain. Blockchain was already being talked about from 1990s, and he created the first use case for blockchain, which is basically creating a first decentralized internet money, which worked. Why? Because there was no double spend. Because you have a triple entry ledger system, which anybody can come and verify. You have a fixed code, which keeps on minting different blocks and keeps on emitting new Bitcoin in the system.
So what I understand of the way Bitcoin works is it's a proof of work model, if I'm not mistaken, where you have this triple entry, but this triple entry is further verified because there are, people who are carrying on these entries. The miners, there's not one single miner who is verifying that, okay, yes, Akhil has paid Vishrut and Vishrut has received this money from Akhil. There is, about 15 miners who are adding to this ledger. And as the ledger gets added to, this Akhil and Vishrut record comes into each of the ledgers. That is how it's sort of proven that this money actually exists.
Yeah. So the first one was basically Satoshi Nakamoto sending Bitcoin to somebody, and that was the first blockchain because that is the Genesis block. Before that, there was no blocks, right, on the blockchain. And this is why, crypto, I would say Bitcoin is decentralized. distributed. Why distributed? Because as Rishut mentioned, there are many miners who have equivalent amount of chances to mine one Bitcoin by verify the next block, right? So how this block works. So let's say, Akhil, you have a blockchain wallet ID, a Bitcoin wallet ID. Let's say Bitcoin wallet ID. Vishwat has a Bitcoin wallet ID, and I'm a miner. So before, when there was very few people, so basically Akhil would send this Bitcoin from his wallet to Vishwat's wallet. So I, as a miner, will get a mathematical equation to solve this puzzle, that if this money is being transferred to Akhil to Vishwat or not. So this mathematical puzzle will require some computational power. We call it hash power.
The words are getting very, very complicated. Let's dumb it down much further, because there are people who will watch this who will not know anything. They will switch out of it. Like,
Say I have wallet ID 10. Akhil has wallet ID 15. Wallet ID 10 has paid wallet ID 15 1 Bitcoin. Okay. You as a miner get a mathematical equation. That much is clear to solve. Yes. If you solve that, you are unlocking the next block.
I am verifying the next block.
You are verifying the next block. The moment you verify the next block, which contains the next list of, I think, next transaction or next
n number of transactions. Yeah. Don't worry. It's n number of transactions. Just don't have to say how much, because you can store many things on blockchain now, Bitcoin blockchain also. So there is n number of transaction. Every 15 minutes, one block gets verified.
I'll throw an example and you tell me if the example is appropriate. There's a class for 25 students. There's a homework. There's this one very smart child in the class whose homework is correct. We all know that she does it the best, right? She's the smart one. So one child does the homework and all other 25 of them copy the homework.
It's more complicated than this, but okay, go on.
So when everyone copies her homework, one after the other, if any of the 25 children have an error in their homework, it can be pointed out immediately that you did something different and your homework is incorrect. And to check each person's homework, like a child is willing to pay, like, let's say $10. That, hey man, check my homework and I'll give you $10. So the $10 becomes the miner's fee. The miner is the one checking, and everybody has the same ledger, because any anomaly can be pointed out.
Any anomaly can be pointed out, but the miner is not just getting the fee from the child, right? So when you transfer one Bitcoin from your wallet to Vishwat's wallet, you are paying a transaction fees, which is like a bank fees when you transfer money from one bank to another bank. That is the bank charges, right? So this goes to the miner. Plus, programmatically, whoever is the first person to verify the block, he gets a fee from the Bitcoin blockchain itself, which we call miner's fee, right? So because of this fees, which is very lucrative, people invest money on mining equipments to mine Bitcoin.
Because this fee is technically generating new value, right? Today, if I have paid Akhil 1 Bitcoin and like 1% of that is my fee, the moment the miner is verifying, he is getting something a lot more than that 1%, and that 1% didn't exist earlier.
This is how new Bitcoin is being created. So overall, 21 million Bitcoin will be there. That number is fixed. Okay, so it's non-inflationary. From 2009, when the first mining happened, when somebody first sent the 1 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin or 1000 Bitcoin to somebody, that is the creator sending it to somebody. So the first block rewards was 50 Bitcoin. So every 15 minutes, 50 new Bitcoin is coming. And this is programmatically created so that after a certain number of blocks, this mining reward goes down. So 50 Bitcoin becomes halved every 4 years roughly. So 2012, 50 becomes 25, 2060 becomes 12.5, 2020 becomes 6.25, 2024, April 30th, it will be halved again, right? So this is how the total number of rewards is halved. So in the beginning, Bitcoin price was like 0.0008, 0.0001. So it was not that big. So you need just computing powers like normal home desktop computer to mine this. But as the cost of Bitcoin mining, the cost of Bitcoin mining and the price of Bitcoin started moving up, the difficulty of solving this equation becomes tougher and tougher. How tough? So after every halving, the difficulty is doubled.
Oh, after every time the value is halved?
No. After every halving, the reward is halved, right? But the difficulty level to solve the equation becomes doubled. So for example, let's say if you are currently using one desktop to mine one Bitcoin every month in 2010, 2011, 2012. After the mining, every month you can mine half a Bitcoin. But when the computer power gets doubled, so you have to add another computer to get half a Bitcoin. So now you're effectively using two computers to mine half a Bitcoin after that mining every month. So your mining reward gets halved, but then you have to use an additional computer to mine that. And this difficulty level keeps on increasing with every halving.
Let's talk about E to Z. What are you doing?
Crypto is not a very easy thing for people to understand. The ceiling for entry is pretty high. And how high I'm talking about? 2008 to 2012, only the nerds and geeks used to mine Bitcoin and transfer within each other. That's like an innovation for them. 2012 to 2016, people who understand bit of technology, people who are risk takers came in. That's when I came to know about Bitcoin. I came into crypto in 2016. 2016 to 2020, traders came in. People who are trading in stocks, they found, okay, this is something we can trade 24 into 7 into 365. Stocks we can't trade. So they came in. 2020 onwards, corporations, governments, banks, everybody came in, right? So why there's a 4-year cycle for everything? Because every 4 years, the kind of people being added to this hype is getting more and more because the price of Bitcoin is keeping on increasing. And people want to know. So 2016, when I joined crypto, people said, okay, fine. Like, it's a kind of gambling. You put in your money and it will increase, or it might increase. 2017, when I joined crypto, same thing. So now when crypto prices went to $70,000, 2021 or so, people asked how to invest. And I was basically telling people the same thing. Like, hey, invest this much amount into Bitcoin, this much amount into Ethereum, the rest you can invest in anything. So I found that investment-wise, people have the sensibility to think that, okay, I can put in some money into crypto. But unfortunately, because of this high barrier of entry, they are not being able to get in the system. And the platforms that were available, even now those are available, mostly they are focused on trading, right? So if you trade, the exchange makes money. But unlike stock trading, there are multiple problems in the crypto space, in the crypto exchange industry. For example, if you have ever invested in stock in India, you have gone through Zerodha, you have gone through Sharekhan, Bank, etc., which have your account. Then there is NSDL and CSDL, which are the repository, basically. And the shares you are trading on the NSE BSE, right? So everybody has their fixed role. Zerodha cannot trade with the user's money by themselves on the share market. But in the crypto space, the exchange, when you deposit your money, they are giving you the crypto on papers, or you can see it on your screen. But they are taking your money and they're trading by themselves with that money. That's the first problem. Second problem, they are not holding 1:1 client funds to client crypto. Because they cannot, because they're trading with your money, right? So they want to make more money out of that. So they do not have 1:1 backing. And third more important thing, your money, when you deposit on somebody, they're putting it on your balance sheet. So if you put something on your balance sheet, if you go bankrupt, during the bankruptcy proceeding, all this money is confiscated. So users generally don't get anything out of it. So this is happening with Celsius, this is happening with, FTX, some other like CoinFlex. So there is multiple such centralized exchanges or platforms where this is happening, mainly because of 2-3 reasons, which I mentioned. What I want to do is I want to create a centralized platform which will be there for doing your KYC, for taking in your money and giving you the crypto. And then this crypto which you are holding will not be under my control. It will be under your control. So it's a non-custodial wallet. Custodial wallet is basically I am the custodian. Non-custodial wallet, I'm not the custodian. You are the custodian. And I will have multiple investment related products which you can invest in if you want. So if I go bankrupt, you have your crypto. You can withdraw anytime you want. Your money that you are depositing, it will be probably in a trust account so that I cannot touch the money whichever is not belonging to me. The money which I take out my balance sheet is basically my profits.
So you're trying to become a demat account for people.
I'm just trying to become the brokerage house. I don't want to become the exchange. I don't want to become the custodian. I don't definitely want to become the bank. I want to become the brokerage here.
So you're kind of becoming like MetaMask, aren't you?
No, MetaMask has other risks. So MetaMask currently says in their description that if the US government wants, they can come and freeze your money. So basically it's non-custodian, but then they have the ability to freeze your money if the US government wants them to do it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to freeze your money. I don't want to do anything. I don't have access to your crypto. I don't have access to your fiat unless you are buying the crypto or selling the crypto. Then I take the fiat in my wallet, in my bank, or I give you the crypto from my wallet to your wallet.
I run a business. My business takes out, and my business is a limited liability corporation. My business takes out $1 million in loan. Cool. I take those $1 million and I buy a bunch of cryptocurrency and I put it in my A to Z demat account. Let's call it a dematerialized account for myself. That account, legally nobody has access to other than me. Tomorrow my company declares bankruptcy. And my liability is limited to the company assets. But these assets were now my assets, right? So now my company declares a $500,000 loss, which $500,000 is held in my personal wallet there. Do you not think that is an issue?
But that's a government issue. That's not my issue. Because if that happens, instead of putting in crypto, you can actually put in real estate. Then the government can come and confiscate it, right? Cars, yachts, whatever it is.
By your words, you would like regulatory implementation where the government can come and confiscate the wallet.
If they can prove that this person has moved this money from this LLP and funneled it and put it there, right? And if I am serving the regulatory jurisdiction, then I can give to the government a required document that this person has this much funds with me, right? Now you can go and catch that person and get that fund back. So if, for example, somebody does the fraud and runs away to London, unless he's extracted it back to India or, wherever he is, the money cannot be taken out from his bank account to the Indian government bank account. Then how am I liable to give him access to that? So I am working as an exchange medium. I am giving all the security that is required by me. Crypto is not like stocks. So stocks you cannot move out of the exchange to any other country or any other places. But crypto you can.
We have a tradition on our podcast. The last guest has left you a question, and we would like you to leave a question for the next guest on the podcast. So the question we have for you is, what keeps you up at night?
Whatever I have learned through crypto, through Ph.D, through my work experience, whatever it is, how should I contribute to the country's growth moving forward?
Can we have your question?
Yeah, so my question would be,